You have one new item. It is a fuel storage license at 225 London Street.
Councilor Katz makes a motion to hear from all committee members. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. The ayes have it.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Chairman. My name is Michael Connors, an attorney with Connors & Connors with offices at 689 Main Street here in Waltham. Earlier tonight, where this is a council committee council night, we did have the public hearing on this matter. During that matter, I also had Mr. Chris Corvus, Senior Project Manager for Hobbsbrook Real Estate, and Jim White, the Senior Project Manager, Jim White PE, Senior Project Manager for H.W. Moore Associates, also gave testimony. They are here as well in the room. We have the easel over there with some of the plans that were filed in this matter. I will just thank you for taking us up on this committee council night. You mentioned some of the detailed information at the hearing, and it was given in advance, knowing that you did have 3 meetings in one, and we hope to provide sufficient information. This matter, once again, is an amendment to the fuel storage license. So a lot of the material is already on the license. We're just adding the new, and we walk through the generator, so I won't, during the public hearing. I won't repeat it now unless there's specific questions. That's my presentation, Chief, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Committee members. Councilor LaFosse, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through you to Attorney Connors, good evening.
Good evening.
We've done this a bunch of times on other properties. So basically, you're coming before us now because the building has been basically occupied by tenants, and this is the detailed breakdown of the fuels, i.e. the chemicals that the tenants are going to be using, correct?
Correct. Yes, they've
This-
seen the temporary certificate of occupancy.
This list of 30, which go from, 1 gallon to 1,000 milliliters and whatnot, this is all on record with the fire department?
Correct, they've reviewed it along, in the package I mentioned, goes to 4 places. Building, health, fire, and Concom all responded back with no questions. Just fire had the typical proviso that, if it changes, you'll come to us, and they have further permitting with them separate from the city council fuel storage license.
But they're on board with everything that is in this packet. So this is this is more of a technical thing for them, that in the event they get called out to a call to 225 Lyman, they have the blueprint of what they're walking into in order to address.
Correct, they have all information.
And then the other part of it was, there was 7 generators, 3 of them were for the building, emergency lights and whatnot, just to run the everyday operation of the building in the event of a power outage. And then the other 4 are tenant-specific. There'll be no more that need to be added. They're tenant-specific. Once again, in the event of a power outage, they're gonna run those labs so that chemicals and whatnot aren't being spoiled or potentially become hazardous to the city.
Correct. The building is 96% leased, so we don't anticipate any further at this time. And where this is a new building they're occupying, this space is being built out for the tenants, so we don't expect turnover in the near future. But obviously, years from now, potentially space shifts to more of a life science user or.
But in the event of one of the 2 companies leaving, you would be before us again, as you would like to say, minor
Yeah.
modification.
Right, first we'd need to do it to the plans if we were to add anything, which is under just the special permit modification process. 3552 is the only tool for that. And then we would have to follow up, as we did here, with the fuel storage license, a separate public hearing.
Okay. And then earlier, I heard Mr. White say that the generators, similar to a home generator, they kind of run on a test cycle. They open up for like 15, 20 minutes just to cycle through
Right.
and shut down. Is there a time of the day when that happens?
Well,
And I'm assuming it's not 2 in the morning.
No, usually we do it like 11 o'clock in the morning.
So the noise that it generates at 11 o'clock in the morning is basically muted to everyday traffic with cars and people, so that it's not a disturbance to the, particularly to the residents of Ward 2 that are close by. So, I mean, short of that, I know there was other questions, maybe other questions, I don't see any issues. We have the sign-offs from all the other committees. I will make a motion to approve on this.
Thank you very much for that motion. Councilor Bradley MacArthur.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just one question. You had mentioned occupancy starting on August 15th, and I know there was a 60-40 split between life sciences and office space. The occupants that are coming in on the 15th, are they going to be starting to set up the lab space, or is this more of the office space that's going to be starting to set up?
That would be the kind of both. So in order to run the lab, they have to set up their support space that goes along with it. So there's an office component and a lab component to it.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Thank you very much. We have a motion on the floor for approval. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. The ayes have it.
Great, thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much. Chair calls a 2-minute recess, please. Yeah, that's fine.
National Grid's on the way.
The recess, we just do this after ordinance.
We might have to, yes.
I don't see it.
No, not yet.
Little jealous?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Why don't we recess this one, Kyle, and just come back afterwards?
What was that?
I think we recess this, and then we'll do it after ordinance. and we'll-
So we're recessing this and reconvening later.
So let's see ordinance and rules committee staff.
Okay, we'll come back.
Okay. Recess.
Yeah. Please go. Let's franchise committee go to recess and we'll reconvene at a time to follow up on a tabled matter. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. The ayes have it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Joe.
So we leave this room now?
Yeah, ordinance and rules.